million on psychiatrists and other specialist mental health workers. We're joined now by Natalie Ellis, who suffered with severe postnatal depression, and GILES BERRISFORD from NHS England. Good morning to you both. Natalie, do you mind telling us what happened?
Yeah, my postnatal depression started when Finn was about 3 months old. I saw a news story about someone that had been sexually abusing a child, children. They'd been arrested for it, and the youngest was a 7-month-old baby. I just kept looking at my little boy thinking, how could someone do this? That's disgusting, you know. And then as time went on, my mind started telling me kind of, why do you keep thinking about this? Is that because you want to do that? Is that why I keep thinking about it? Because I was obsessing about it because it traumatised me so much that someone had done this. And then as the months went on, then my mind was kind of telling me, you know, you want to do that, don't you? You want to do that to him, you want to do it. So if I was changing him, I'd think, oh, you've wiped him too many times, you're trying to touch him then. And I'm thinking, no, I wouldn't, I would never do that. And it just got out of hand to the point where I was suicidal.
So how did you get help? How did you realise you needed help?
I searched on the internet for my specific symptom because I was so close to committing suicide at that point, and that just felt strange to me that I'd think that. And found a website called Perinatal UK, who just listed the symptoms so clearly: fear you may physically abused, fear you may sexually abused, you know, and then all the normal symptoms you'd expect. And at that point, that's when I then went and got help.
Giles, given the statistics, given the power of Natalie's story there, I mean, it seems amazing that there hasn't been more help available for people in this situation.
Yeah, so I think the basic help is there. So if women were struggling as Natalie was struggling, then still go to your GP, still go to your midwife. I think what we're saying is that we want even more help. Because we recognise it's such an important time in the life of mums and of children, then they ought to be getting the very best care, and we know where the evidence is, and so we know that actually investing in perinatal mental health services can make a huge difference for mums and for the children and families.
Natalie didn't go to her GP, though, or midwife. Natalie decided to take it upon herself and look on the internet, which sounds a bit desperate when you're considering suicide. So there are women in this situation. You come across these as well. How can you almost cross that barrier if someone's actually not going to ask for help and go to the GP or the midwife?
Yeah, and I think one of the big barriers to asking for help is stigma.
Yeah.
And I think actually getting Natalie and women like Natalie telling their story is actually incredibly helpful.
You're nodding there, Natalie. Were you ashamed that you needed help?
I thought that I must have been this secret monster my entire life, and, you know, there wasn't anything out there that said, you know, it's very generic. It's kind of, you know, fear you may harm your baby. So everybody knows, like, the symptom of thinking going to hit. Everyone kind of knows that about postnatal depression, but nobody knows about the other side and, you know, all the other types of abuse that your mind can start telling you you're going to do. So I kept looking, thinking postnatal depression, but I could never find anything until, like I said, I found this one charity, which I now work for as well. So I think, like Giles said, it's definitely the stigma. The more we talk about it, you know, the more the doctors talk about it, just through pregnancy, you know.
Is that right, Giles? In education, you know, when women get pregnant, talking about it before it happens, not just trying to catch it once it has happened.
Absolutely. So we know it's really common. So we know that about 1 in 5 mums are going to have some sort of mental health problem either during pregnancy or in the postpartum period. And yet we don't really talk about it. We're not great at talking about it.
And what's going to change now?
So I think the fact that we're going to get more services, so we know that we're launching these 20 new projects across the country to make sure that in 20 areas we're going to have really robust community perinatal mental health teams with psychiatrists, psychologists and community psychiatric nurses. And that will work together with the midwives and health visitors which are already in place, and you'll start to have a whole system to make sure that women are caught and treated.
Okay, thank you both very much indeed. You're doing okay now?
Yeah, it's been long and hard, but yeah.
All right, good stuff.
Thank you. Thank you ever so much.